Let's jump into this next Living Local segment to see how the first Aqua Tots swim school opened up in the New England area, and it happens to be right here in Norwood.
One of the first Aqua Tots swim schools is opened in New England, and it happens to be right here in Norwood, located at 995 Providence Highway in between Staples and Job Lot. Tyler Bradshaw, co-owner and general manager, explains why he wanted to open a swim school in the New England area.
I've been in the water my whole life. I've been a fish my whole life. I swam all through high school, swam at the University of Connecticut, swam distance freestyle there. And then after college, I've had an aquatics director position at multiple different corporations and places. And I've been with Aqua Tots since 2017. So I was managing schools down in the Virginia area before we jumped up to Massachusetts to open these schools.
Aqua Tots is the largest swim school franchise in the world, located in 19 different countries, with the curriculum even being translated into 9 different languages. But the goal of Aqua Tots is to teach water safety to their swimmers, as well as the science behind swim lessons.
You know, I guess from a corporate standpoint, the inspiration was, it started in Arizona, and our founder was a firefighter, and he would get called to the scenes of a lot of unfortunate incidences with kids. And so his motivation was like, we gotta get people safer around water. So that was the inspiration way back in the day, and I think that really echoes my own personal inspiration with a passion for water, and especially in a state like Massachusetts that has water on its border. I mean, it's just got to be ever present on our minds. So the inspiration is genuinely just saving lives, and then ultimately making a big impact in the community. We're a core value-driven organization, so trying to do it the right way, trying to grow the right way, and just have that meaningful impact down here in Norwood. What makes us different in the swim school world is that we're a pro-submersion program. So what that means is we're going to introduce the idea of breath control to your swimmer on the first day, not in a scary or intimidating way. We have a lot of science behind our swim lessons that we call stimulating the epiglottal reflex. And so what that means is we use a lot of different cues and stimuli to engage the epiglottis for a swimmer as young as even 4 months. And that way they can safely be submerged in the water, and then it becomes a means of repetition. So the biggest business difference for us is that we are pro-submersion, and also there's not a lot of swim school concepts up in the Massachusetts area, so we are very intentionally built, right? Like, we are built for water safety and swim lessons, and that's what we do, and that's what we try to do really well. So that's our biggest differentiator.
For Tyler, working at Aqua Tots is more than just a job. It is his passion.
I feel like the easy layup answer is the kids, and it's just so true. I mean, as I get older and older, I'm always looking for ways to still feel young. And I tell you, work with a bunch of kids and you'll definitely feel that day in and day out. But ultimately, it's the families, it's the relationships. I tell people often that, sure, we're in the water safety business, but really we're in the relationship business. You know, most kids are here learning to swim for multiple months, upwards of a year. We get to know them on a personal level. You know, we know when things are going well, when they've had a bad day. We see their family through growth, maybe even through sadness and loss. But to be a pillar in the community is the biggest requirement is the ability to foster relationships. And I think that's the big thing here that we're really trying to do, is just grow organically and grow with the families. And I think we've been really lucky to have a head start in that.
Many may remember the old Rite Aid before Aqua Tots moved in. And many may wonder how it even became a swim school.
This location was a Rite Aid before. It had been closed for a little bit. So when we got in, it was still all of the skeleton of the Rite Aid was still here. All the carpet, the security, the offices, the bathrooms, and everything. So initially it was just a complete gut. We gutted it all down. And the fun thing about construction, I guess, is sometimes you find crazy things. We didn't find anything really wild, but this facility here is an older facility. It's been owned by the same family, a Norwood family, for years and years and years. And so some of the things when we were just digging through, underwater, we found a parking lot that was there that, we didn't know was gonna be there. Just tiny little hurdles you gotta get over in the construction process. But yeah, we gutted the whole entire place. Then they came in with trucks and dug out the pool, load by load, put it in the parking lot, and then, it moved on to somewhere else. But the hardest part was probably digging out the pool. The logistics of getting the pool in here, making sure it was safe and secure, making sure it could withstand the pressure of the water that was going in. But we got some really, really cool before and afters from the whole process. It took about 9 months, front to back. The biggest holdup was the glass. The glass we have behind us is actually hockey glass. So that held us up for a little bit in construction. But yeah, the transformation was wild. It's really crazy to think about where it was before and where it is now.
The town of Norwood has always been a welcoming community. And for Aqua Tots, Norwood has shown their support since opening back in November of 2022.
I love it. I think there was a part of me, opening any business, there's like, will the community accept you, right? Like, and Norwood is definitely a tight-knit community. They stick together. They really, really, really build each other up. And I feel like it took a little bit of time, but I really feel like we've started to crack the egg that is the Norwood community. And we've been accepted with open arms. I mean, we've had a lot of community partnerships that we've already engaged in. There's a lot of businesses here that want us to succeed and want to help us in tons of different ways. And we get excited when we can be an opportunity to help them grow as well. So yeah, the response here in Norwood has just been absolutely amazing. There's been tons of full circle moments for me here. People coming in saying like, oh, this used to be a Rite Aid, I remember this, or I used to work at the Rite Aid when I was in high school or something. But for me, one that I really still to this day think about often is there was a grandfather in here, and I made friends with him, and he was telling me how before it was a Rite Aid, I can't remember what he said, but it was something else, and he was telling me when I was a kid, my dad used to bring me here and I would drink milkshakes over in that corner, and he's pointing to behind our front desk. My hair was standing on end because it's like, wow, I hope that if anything, we can create a business that has an impact the way that other businesses have had in this exact same spot. So that's a crazy moment. Like, oh, when I was 4, I used to drink milkshakes over there, and now my grandson swims here. That was full circle. I was like, okay, we're doing something right.
You can find out more about Aqua Tots on their website at www.aqua-tots.com/Norwood. You can also find them on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, or give them a call at 781-984-0606.